Welcome back to the Michigan Lynx Tournament Expert Division Qualifying Round, hole number 6. Here we're playing a Grizzly Rough Bump using a P3 side spin 2 plus wind 3 plus ball. APOC 5 plus Grizzly 8 plus. The adjustment for the drive is P3 plus 10% max. We're setting up using the left side of the rough as our reference. The right side. So at P3 max rest, APOC 5 and 6 will have 1/3 of the blue ring in the right rough. APOC 7 is blue ring touching the right rough, and APOC 8 is 2/3 of the clear ring in the right rough. All at P3 max rest. You want to pull this one with an 1159 flicker. And the spin set is 4 top spin, 1 right spin. What I can tell you is we're trying to get right around 380 to 382. And so if you find yourself coming up short, you're probably putting too much 01 on it. But I would just add a little bit of top spin. If you use a Win 5 ball, you need to play it with 4.2 top spin because we don't get the push forward. And if you don't play with 4.2 top spin, you most likely end up coming up short. If you're playing with this with Grizzly 8, you should use a power 4 ball because you have less yards and we're operating right at the high end of our Grizzly range. And so Grizzly 8 should use at least a power 4 ball. Grizzly 9 can use power 4 as well to make sure that you're not finding yourself caught between clubs trying to hit your approach shot, because if you catch a soft bounce and you roll to 377 or somewhere around there, it's very possible that you may not be able to make the second shot without having to push up or use some OP. So to be safe, I would say set up at P3 max rest and then switch to a power 4 ball just for safety. I did not do that, but if you want to play it safe, that's the way to go, right? I did with this one. I'm using the Win 5 ball here on the right hand side, so I'm going to use 4.2 top spin. Like I said, we definitely want to pull this one with a slight 59 flicker, and that helps prevent you from coming up, short on your drive. You'll see here over on the left, I had a low end 6.6. I didn't add any top spin to my shot, and I think I ended up just a little bit short because I was at complete max club for my approach shot on the left. And if you see on the right hand side with the 4.2 top spin, I ended up rolling out to 380 exactly, which is right where we want to be. But I did have the 59 flicker, but with the 6.6, and I had a little bit of more crosswind. So the right hand side had a little bit more tailwind. The left hand side had a little bit more crosswind. Both were low winds, but I don't get the rollout on the left that I did on the right, so I only used 4 top spin. So it's something to consider. You can either pay attention to the wind angles. See, I'm 375 there, and that has me setting up at exactly max rest with my my Grizzly shot. So anything shorter than 375, you're going to be in trouble. That's why I say just play it with the Wind 4 ball. The P4 ball, and then you don't have to worry about that, right? Also recommend Win 4 or Win 5 to give you the best chance at dropping the approach, because if you're playing with a Kingmaker, now you can play with a Kingmaker, but with a Kingmaker, if you catch a King win like a 9.1, you're going to see we're pulling down the side of the hill, right? And so when you have a kingmaker and you catch, like, say, a heavy tailwind angle and you pull too far down the hill, you might end up coming up short. But that's going to depend on wind strength and wind angle. And I don't have all of that worked out, so I don't know exactly at which point you're going to need to start adding OP or pushing up or none of that. So better to just play it with a wind 4 or wind 5 ball if you have it. So that's our setup. Starting position is with max. So we're playing this max top spin, 2 right spin. P3 plus 10% at slider. We're going to have the right side of the ball guide touching the left side of the stick and the tip of the ball guide touching the line that is one line right of the hole. Sorry, my line is way off there, but it's right there. All right. There's one line that just kind of runs on the right edge of the cup. You can look at it 2 ways. You can call that one line right of the hole. You can call it the right side of the dark green row that runs next to the hole. I don't care which way you call it. Just make sure your right side of the ball guide is touching the left side of the stick. Make sure that you're not set up any closer to the fairway on top than your yellow ring. You don't want to catch a tailwind angle and miss the rough. But that's the starting position. Pull this one straight as you can. There's no curl, no OP. There's no curl, no OP on the drive either. Drive requires a 1159 flicker. The approach requires, straight or as straight as you can get it. Hit perfect, and you have a real good shot at dropping this one. It is consistent. It is a good drop, a very, very good opportunity here. If you practice this once or twice, get comfortable with it, familiar with what you're doing, should be good to go. Hopefully, walking away from this one with the eagle. We're playing Grizzly P3 plus yards. 9 is 100, 8 98, 7 is 95, 6 is 93, 5 is 90, 4 is 88, 3 is 86, 2 is 83, 1 is 81, 0 is 78, minus 1 is 76, minus 2 is 74, minus 3 is 71% slider. Right? P3 plus 10 at slider, max top 2 right. Pull straight, hit perfect. And I wish you the best of luck. See you on the next hole.